And I'm not going to say her IG name because she's not going to get any publicity. I will tell you guys how you can find what I'm talking about. It is on the Neighborhood Talk, okay? It's a post about spinal muscular atrophy in a child. A woman reached out to me, of course, me not being active on social media much anymore and just having 1.6 million followers. Obviously, I don't see everything that comes through my DM requests. So, clearly, we also know that I was on a 90-day hiatus, okay? I was inactive. Now I'm only logged in 1 hour a day. And so during that hour, I try to get as many inquiries responded to. The ones that I don't want to respond to that need a lot more like paperwork and stuff, I pass off to my team. So I went live and showed y'all the green screen wheelchair, right? That night, I added my best friend, right? Now, that night, my best friend DMs me and says, hey, someone DM'd me about you. So I call my best friend and I'm like, what are you talking about? And she's like, I'm just going to send you screenshots. So she sends me screenshots. So I go to my DMs, I type in the name on the screenshot that my best friend sent me, and the DM request pops up. I don't have a booger. Leave me alone. So the DM request pops up. I don't open the DM request that night. I go to bed. Then, yesterday, or day before yesterday, I log in and I have over 60 mentions from this person who has had her and all her friends and family, I'm assuming, had spammed me. So they had mentioned me over 70 times on her post, okay? So I get annoyed and I repost her post to my story. She reposts it and thanks me. I then respond to that and I say, let's just read it word for word. Let's not even skip. Okay? Shit. I can't pull it up on this phone. I got to do it on the other phone. Let me see if it's going to come up. Y'all swear by these iPhones, but okay, so it doesn't come up in the iPhone. She deleted everything. Now let's switch phones. It is ridiculous. Let's switch phones. Let me connect to the Wi-Fi. Okay, we're back. So, unfortunately for her, y'all swear by these iPhones. Lil Mama called herself blocking me, and when you block people, the DMs disappear, right? Not on the Android. Ha 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 ha. From start to finish. So, the story, that's her. When it says post unavailable, she blocked me. I responded, and my response was, now are you going to leave me alone? Now, before I do that, let me go to the DM between me and my best friend, where I actually have a screenshot of that, because I sent it to my best friend. Now, mind you, when my best friend called me that night, I was like, people like her scare me. And my best friend was like, what do you mean? And I said, the fact that someone sent me a DM that I haven't seen, but will proceed to harass my friends and family to to tell me to check the DM, that's not somebody I really want to help, because the minute you help them and they don't get what they want, they turn into a basket case, right? So I'm like, okay. So this is May 13th, 12 a.m. after I was live with my best friend showing y'all the green screen wheelchair. This is her. We were laughing at a meme, okay? 12 a.m. That's me and my best friend. She says, someone DM'd me for you. I put a question mark. I said, saying what? Again, you can't see the post because she blocked me. She sends me the screenshot of the message. Okay? Bam. That's a screenshot of the message. Boom. Now there's that. So now let's go back to the lady. So she posts. I post. She reposts. I respond. My response is gone because it was a direct story reply and she blocked me. Okay? So I said, are you going to leave me alone now? Basically. And I said, spamming is not the way to do it. When you spam, you annoy us. When you annoy us, by us people with blue checks, when you spam, you're annoying us. And you're annoying us because you're spamming us to repost. I understand your baby was born with this condition, but you are spamming us to repost something we can't fix or change, when really what you're after are the donations. So here's some free game. If you want, it's granted, I'm sure you do want to bring awareness up to this type of thing, because it's beyond just the disorder that your son was born with. I get it. You're trying to encourage African American women to get genome testing when they go in and blah, 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 blah. I understand that. But what you actually want are donations, because I looked at your story and you're posting thank yous for people who have donated to your GoFundMe. She responds something, this big long soliloquy, okay? Now, the blue is me. She says, if you check your DM from, and then she gives her page name, she gets no publicity. I've never asked you for a donation. I simply asked to share my son's story. This is me. Never said you asked me for a donation. Never said awareness isn't helpful. What I said was why people with platforms don't respond to or post in most cases when you spam our mentions. It annoys us is what I said. What I said was, you want donations and that's fine. What I said was, to spam people's mentions with tags, badgering people with platforms will more than likely lead to you being ignored and blocked because we can't fix it. Our posts won't affect true long-term change. But if you asked 1 or 2 times for us to post the story with the GoFundMe, that's more likely to get the results you want, because what we can do is drive up your donations. She double taps it. But to DM my friend, spam my mentions, that's what it's called when people continually tag and mention us back to back under the same post. My publicist just made a post about it on his IG story. Now, she says, in between this, she's deleted what she said. She actually responded to that and said, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to spam you. Basically saying she didn't want to compromise my page. That's why I clarified and I said that's what it's called when people continually tag and mention us back to back under the same post. My publicist just made a story post about it on his IG story. She said, I just didn't want to come off as a beggar asking to share his GoFundMe. I said, and he was blocking folks left and right for doing that. She said, I didn't know and just need the help at these times. So I respond to her comment about not wanting to come off as a beggar. I said, it still reads that way. That's why I said, you're better off saying that. That's what we respond to. I need help. That's what we respect and share. That's what we promote. Thanks for your advice. I had no clue. I said, willingly, happily, and lovingly, we can respect that. She says, do you have any other advice for me? And thank you so much for your time. I said, yes. Don't waste your time trying to spread awareness to his condition, and here's why. She said, I just know my message request you'll probably never see. I said, statistically, black men and women are the most overlooked in the healthcare and judicial systems. She says, you're absolutely right. I said, so we don't take the time to educate ourselves. She said, absolutely. Mind you, she's double tapped. Okay? I said, so we don't take the time to educate ourselves. She says, absolutely. I said, reading your story, you were told this was a possibility and said that the chances of your son being born with the condition were higher if your husband were also a carrier. Did he get tested? Most African Americans don't have health insurance and can't afford out-of-pocket costs. So no matter how much you bring awareness to your son's condition, most people are going to do what you did, which is choose to keep their baby, and there's nothing wrong with that choice. Now here's where I'm going to get upset, and I'm going to tell you why. Let's take a pause. This is me during my 1 hour giving this woman free game on how to get her son's donations up. Because let's face it, that's actually what you're after, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's also nothing wrong with choosing to keep a child that you know prior to delivery is going to have health issues. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that. Clearly, that's what I said. Why am I waking up today to only the next portion of this DM that I'm about to read? This is her. Mind you, I just asked if the husband got tested. No, he never had the chance to because his work schedule and doctor's appointments. So he got tested after the baby was born, and my sister-in-law, which is his sister, is a carrier as well. So now here I am, okay? You see, I'm responding to that. I'm replying to that right there. That's me in the blue. I said, and that's my point. So I say this with love, knowing that your child might pay the price. The daily pressures of working and making a living took priority over testing. So spreading awareness does what exactly? Do you see where I'm going with this? Now this could have stayed a private matter, but you played with me. You played with me. This is why I said don't bring awareness, because did your husband get tested? And this is the harsh reality about black people, about our people, about our community. If we don't have the money, we don't take the time to find the resources, and we are afraid of getting fired, so we won't take the day off, even though we know that we need to go get tested to find out if we're carriers for SMA for the child that we're about to birth. So that we can see what the risks are, so we can start to prepare if we choose to move forward with the pregnancy. So what exactly does spreading awareness do when you were actually informed and your husband, you just said, because of his own doctor's appointments and work, he couldn't take off to go get tested. If he's going to his own doctor's appointments and he can take off work for that while he's in the hospital, he can't say while he's at his own doctor's appointment, yo, my nigga, run this test for me to see if I'm SMA. My wife is about to have a baby, another baby, and we're told that she's a carrier for SMA, and if I'm a carrier, the chances of my child being born with the disorder, with the disease, are 100% if I'm a carrier. We want to know what we're up against. So he could go for himself, he could take off work for himself. You were informed, you were aware, but he didn't get tested for your child. So now you're on the internet, and every hard-working person, now it falls on us. It's our responsibility. Now, I don't mind working with you. I don't mind posting your GoFundMe. But since you don't have to do your part, now she's in here deleting stuff right now. It's literally disappearing. She's in here watching this live, and she's deleting things. So I said, and that's my point. So I say this with love, knowing that your child might pay the price. The daily pressure of working and making a living took priority over testing. So spreading awareness does what exactly? And be clear, I'm not saying not to. I'm saying even with the yeah, so she's deleting stuff. When I said there's nothing wrong with that choice about her keeping her baby, okay? So boom. So I respond and I say, so spreading, I'm saying even with receiving the information from your doctor, y'all still didn't make time. Now the baby pays the price, and now your donors are financially paying the price for you. She said, I just thought in my eyes it could educate the next person and let them understand how important genetic testing is. I said, and that's admirable. Excuse me. But to encourage somebody, you have to have done it, and y'all dropped the ball. She said, either way, he would have though, even if dad got tested. I said, correct. And there's no easy way to say this. She said, there's nothing we could do. I said, either way, he would have been born with the condition. She said, correct. I said, now, depending on when it was caught, there is the option to terminate, right? So to not make time, for dad not to have made time to test, that's the portion that she's posting. Let's refer to, I'm saying, even with receiving the information, it's me that says that, right? Even with receiving the information from your doctor, y'all still didn't make the time. The baby pays the price, and now your donors are finally paying the price for you. Most African Americans don't have health insurance and can't afford out-of-pocket costs. So no matter how much you bring awareness to your son's condition, most people are going to do what you did, which is choose to keep their baby, and there's nothing wrong with that choice. She don't want to post that, okay? Now, depending on when it was caught, there is the option to terminate, right? So for dad to not make time to test, she said, at that time, I wasn't really educated and had to educate myself more after having the baby. I said, for dad, and again, sorry, I'm really frustrated, and I'm trying to make it make sense, but see, hers are coming in at the same time mine are going out, so it's kind of like back and forth. I said, so for dad not to make time to test, then you're choosing to take the gamble. She said not to make excuses, but at the time, dad couldn't take off at all. I said you had to take accountability for the fact that your son did not have to live this quality of life. You chose that for him through a lack of education and time management. I said, and I used to think the same way. She said, I found out I was a carrier at 8 months. Dad already put his weeks in for when the baby came. I said, but yes, he could have, meaning he could have taken off work. I said, and here's why. We live in a climate now where we as a people have the upper hand. We as black people actually have the upper hand. Let a motherfucker tell you can't take a day off to go get tested for your child, unborn child, as a black man. You have the upper hand. I said, we just let the other folks convince us that we don't, so we conform. I don't care where I work. The show used to do that to me. Threaten me with a breach of contract if I was late because I had to do for my son, or because I wanted to take him on vacation. So for 6 years, I didn't travel with my baby, overslept, missed weekend games because I was afraid of the breach notice. Then I realized, no, fuck y'all, my son comes first. My son comes first. So in no world, knowing the possible outcome, should a few hours a day off to test have ever been delayed? Switch shifts, do something. She said, and even so, it would have been so too late to terminate my baby. I was 8 months pregnant when I found out. I said, but to know there's a possibility that my child will live a low quality of life and I can avoid that for my child, nothing will stop me from doing what needs to be done. So then I respond to it being too late, and I said, and totally understandable. And that's why those tests are done before the 24-week mark. So again, spreading awareness is fine. But do you see what I'm saying? I had to learn that I can't save everybody. It's not my responsibility. It's not my job. It's not my moral obligation. It's my heart. But sometimes it's a waste of my breath and time. She says, I understand. I said, because when all is said and done, folks will have 10 million reasons why they can't. She says, and I appreciate your time. I said, and I'm not about to be held financially responsible for another grown-up's lack of preparation and negligence or ignorance. I said, thank you. I said, and not calling you negligent or ignorant. I'm saying the masses, the public. So I wish all the best, and I'll be keeping you guys in my prayers. I said, the public feels like motherfuckers with a blue check are obligated to save them, and we're not. We have money and blue checks because we put in work. This shit is not easy. Long hours, weeks and days away from our kids, those missing their milestones, paying their tuition, healthcare, taking care of our families. We did what we were supposed to do. She said, I can definitely dig it. I think many feel like we look up to many of y'all, see y'all on TV every day, and maybe it doesn't hurt to try and help to reach out and ask for a helping hand. But I agree, y'all owe nobody shit. I said, and that's why we have, and that's why we have what we have. And we're not obligated to share that with other able-bodied adults who didn't do what they were supposed to do. I used to feel bad for saying that. I don't anymore. It's the truth. I've always been a student. When I was pregnant with Cameron, even now, I studied everything, every possible outcome. Now I even went on to tell her, I have doctors in my family and I'm blessed, and I know that that's not everybody's reality, so I don't negate that. I was born with a silver spoon in my mouth. I don't negate that. I don't negate any of that, and I know that that is not the average. I know that I am blessed, but I still have to work, right? So she says she wants to rebuild herself, blah, 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 blah. She's a stay-at-home mom. I said, don't lose yourself. Now I actually kick into gear and I help her. I said, first step to getting back to it is going to be exhausting. It's going to be exhausting every free resource in your area. Okay? Even if one of you has to take public transportation to appointments. I was on the bus my first year on the show. I refused to get a car until the end of season 3. Got rid of it season 5. She goes, everything is public. Get a part-time job. Pay your small bills first. Phone bill, utilities, car insurance, gas, groceries. Then call your creditors and start paying off the medical bills little by little and don't miss a payment. That's going to rebuild your credit, which is necessary for certain medical loans and grants, even for health insurance. She says, I appreciate you so much. Absolutely, I need my credit good. I want better not only for myself, but for my children. I said, but start with the most important thing, which is free healthcare resources and not taking no. Calling every day and never letting up. That's who y'all need to be spamming. Where do you live? She tells me where she lives. I said, oh yeah, damn, they don't give a fuck out there. And because of the poverty level, the free resources are endless. You just have to know where to look. So I say, does he take medication? And do you have to pay out of pocket? Now let's get real, bitch. She tells me, this is me. Sending her a link. I went to the internet for you. See if he qualifies for free meds. She says, thank you so much. Free clinics in Philadelphia. She likes it. I find the SMA Foundation, which just so happens to operate out of the hospital her son is treated at. I said they have an SMA Foundation. She likes it. I then go to the SMA Foundation's page itself. Send her the link. She likes it. I said, see if he qualifies for the clinical trials, but make sure to consult with his pediatrician first, and make sure they explain every possible side effect or negative outcome. She says, most definitely will. Thank you for this information. This is helpful. And again, so I can understand your advice is to share his GoFundMe more with the celebrities or whoever. Ask for help instead of spreading awareness. That's her. I then send her the phone number. Okay? She responds. I said yes. And when you do your part by calling the foundation tomorrow and getting, oh wait, let's go back. She says she's gonna, okay, yep. So I say when you do your part by calling this foundation tomorrow and getting answers and referrals, then I'll post. If I found that in 5 minutes across the country, you have no excuse. Call and don't let them shuffle you around. She said I'll call right after his his neurologist appointment tomorrow, and we'll definitely let you know what they say. I said, and bring it up at the appointment too. Every appointment you go to, you start bringing it up. She says, wait, the number you sent me is associated with his doctors. My blood is boiling. I said, because what that does is show them that now you're educating yourself and you're not just taking their word for it. She said, that's CHOP Hospital. I said, yes, that's what I figured. Why did I figure that, you guys? I researched the hospital. Now, you know, you got smaller hospitals and you got hospitals like that specialize in certain things. The hospital I deliver my son at has the #1 NICU unit. And he ended up having to spend 7 days in the NICU. We were not discharged immediately after delivery. He was there for 6 or 7 days. Okay? So I researched what that hospital does, which led me to the SMA Foundation, which led me to the phone number. Not at all. I learned that I can't really take their word all the time. And trust me, Mo, I've done many researches. I said, it's a foundation that partnered with the hospital. She said, there's only so much they can help us with. I said, I'm sure you have. That's not what I'm saying. She said, that's what a social worker is for, to help us find the resources we need. Now, you see my issue? You see why I don't want to help people? Girl, you just said you're not taking their word for it. You just said there's only so much they can do. And you just said that's the social worker's job, is to find your son the free resources? It's not your job. It's the social worker's job. Okay. I said what I'm saying is they don't want to tell you about these types of free resources because that creates more work for them that they don't want to do for us. She said, yes, that I agree on. I said, so when you bring it up, they kind of go, oh shit, she knows about such and such. Because they're going to have to hand over all his charts, all his notes from visits. They don't be wanting to do all that. So they don't be telling us what they can really do. And if the hospital doesn't want to call, you can. The foundation is separate from the hospital. The hospital simply gave them a home to do their research out of. She says, oh, I see, I get it. I said, so when you go in tomorrow, you let them know you know about the SMA Foundation. Let them know that you're aware of the research they do and the trials they run in conjunction with them, the hospital. Let them know you plan on calling the foundation when you get home. And if there's anything they know about the foundation beyond what you've seen on the website, before you make the call, they need to tell you the best way to go about it so that he has the highest chances of qualifying for the study. I said, that SMA link I sent, click the second option. That's the one for infants and children. She says, most definitely will. Thank you so much. I said, and do that before you go to the appointment tomorrow so you can bombard them so they can't weasel their way out of helping you with that. And I said, awesome. Hit me tomorrow after his appointment. Tell me what they said. Then hit me after you talk to somebody at the SMA Foundation. I told her once she did her part, I would post her GoFundMe and donate and post her son's story. She said, I sure will. It'll be late afternoon, okay? I say no problem. Now, yesterday, okay, I'm at work. She DMs me. I open it. I double tap it. Mind you, I only log in for 1 hour a day, okay? I'm working. So I end up logging out of Instagram. I saw that she had sent more, but I don't do good multitasking. We all know this. Fucking back, man. So, I come home, I fall asleep on the couch, I order food, fell asleep before the food was even delivered. Now, I know she sent other messages. I logged out. Today, I wake up, I'm being harassed. Because she chose to post the one part where I said, had it been caught early enough, there was the option to terminate. That's why testing is done. That type of testing is usually done before the 24-week mark. Okay? Nobody told her to avoid her. And so now you playing with me. Now you playing with me. Because now you're lying on the internet. You're lying You're deleting messages to make it look one way. When girl, if that was the attention that you, so clearly I was right. It's not about spreading awareness. Because you were also in my inbox begging me for donations. I skipped over that part. I skipped over that part. This ain't no screenshot, baby. These aren't screenshots. This is the actual message thread. Huh. This ain't no screenshot. Yeah, that's not no screenshot. This the actual DM, and she fucked up because on the iPhone, when you block somebody, you can't get the DM thread back. Y'all love to talk some shit about a motherfucking Android, baby. But hey, there it go. And you in here deleting shit. So I was talking to myself. That's what I was doing. I was talking to myself. I don't think I was. And unfortunately for her, I got the screenshot of her asking me for money before she unsent the message. And the messages she sent me yesterday, she unsent those and then blocked me. And then I woke up today to the bullshit. And there she go. She just deleted some more messages. I'm watching them poof, vanish. Oh, what happened? Oh my. Okay, so anyway, yeah. No, she's not. But, oh yeah, I screenshot as many as I could. When I realized what was happening, I screenshot as many as I could. So the point that I was making though is you on this internet lying, you playing on my top, you telling people I told you to abort your special needs son. I never said that. I said that was one of the options that you would have had, because let's face it, there are certain people who say, first and foremost, I don't think I have the capacity to have to deal with a child like with Downs or cardiomyopathy, or where the organs are born on the outside of the body. I don't want to have to send my 2-day-old son into a gastrointestinal, or daughter into a gastrointestinal surgery knowing that they're not going to make it. I don't want to have to I don't want to have, and then not only that, the ones that can't afford it say, okay, I can have a medical DNC, which ultimately will be cheaper if I can't afford the care I know that it's going to take to give my special needs child the life they deserve. There are people who choose go that route, and then there are other people who choose not to, and that's okay too, which I also said to her, but you're not gonna post that part. You're not gonna post that part. Yes, they give you that option. You're not good, but you didn't post that part. So if the goal was raising donations for your son, raising awareness so that other mothers know to get this genome testing done before the 24-week mark, you don't do what she did. You don't block somebody who just helped you and in their sleep, and then wake up the next morning and set them up for harassment. You don't do that. As a high-risk labor and delivery nurse, they definitely give those options. You're not wrong. Exactly. And that's all I was saying. I never told her that's what she should have done. I said, I know for a fact that was an option. And the reason I brought that up, because I also said prior to that, knowing what the outcome could have been, there's still, and choosing to keep your child, there's also nothing wrong with that. I said both. I never made an ultimatum. I said, I will help you when you do what you're supposed to do. What the fuck is wrong with y'all? If I lost everything today and was on the street, and who get up every day and bust their motherfucking ass, blue check or not, to finance my life. That's crazy. So to get on the internet and play with me like I told you to terminate a pregnancy for a special needs child, don't do that. Now you got people harassing me. You blocked me in my sleep. If the goal was awareness and donations, you can even be mad that I didn't respond to your DMs and I logged out because I was working and overwhelmed. You can be mad at that. But if the goal is your child, you don't isolate the only motherfucker with a blue check that's posted your shit. Delete messages, isolate one, and then put it on the motherfucking internet and send a whole bunch of people who think that I just told you to terminate your pregnancy with the special needs child. You don't do that. And this is why, and it's crazy because I told my best friend, yo, I literally said people like her scare me. And my best friend was like, why? She was like, I said, because people like that, the minute that they don't get what they want from you, bruh, the type of people that spam comments, look at this shit. Look at this. This is a fucking screen recording that I sent to my friend. I said, literally tagged me under her kid's post over 70 times. Fucking annoying. And I told her to her face that that was annoying. I don't know why this is not playing. Anyway, it's a screen recording of how many times she spammed me. And I told her, y'all heard me and I told her to her face that that was annoying. I said, I almost cussed you out and blocked you. Because when you do that, it doesn't make us want to help. It doesn't make us want to help. It doesn't. It makes us want to block and not post. And that's when I started giving her the free game. I said, you know what? Instead of you asking for awareness, ask for the donations. Say, I need help. We respect that. We post that. We share that. Because that's something that we can also, that's something we can, so we can't fix your son's condition. And that's why I asked her, did the dad, I read your story. Because she was like, well, if you had read my story, I read it. That's why I was like, did the dad go get tested? No. But yet you want us to now bring awareness. You were aware and still didn't do what you were supposed to do. Entitled. It's not about my truth or her truth. It's the truth. I don't owe anybody anything. But I'm only on here because literally, they're harassing me left and right. Left and fucking right. And I'm just like, go away. Why are you harassing me? Stop. It's the truth. And I'm sure that's you behind a fake page, and I hope you heard every fucking word I said. It's the truth. Stop playing with me. Yes, I did say that is an option. I also told you there ain't nothing wrong with deciding to keep your child knowing what he could have potentially been born with. Don't do that. Because also during the pandemic, and a lot of y'all are on here, don't fucking lie. Did I not only send dissolution letters to all the white-owned and operated brands that I worked with that paid me 6 figures, my promo for my main page is $3,000. My stories are anywhere, depending on how many of them, $750 to $800 per story. I came down to $250 a post. I came down $250 a post for Black-owned and operated startup businesses. I helped over 72 Black women and Black female students, women of color, paired them with donors. The people who didn't have all the different banking apps or whatever, they sent their money to me, and guess what I did? I got up with my own child, crack of dawn, went to a Walmart, went to a Target, went to a Costco, went to a grocery store, and got essentials and groceries, and I drove between Compton, Long Beach, Watts, LA, and dropped all that stuff off with cash. Everybody's cash was accounted for. Not one penny went in my pocket. And the donors knew what day and who I was dropping off to. So they know that them girls got their money. I help a lot of motherfuckers, it's not one person with a blue check, with a following bigger or smaller than mine, that I saw. Now, I saw people marching, men and women. I saw that. It's only 2 blue checks that I'm posted for this girl. Me and the neighborhood talk. I ain't seen nobody else post it. You want to know why? Probably because they got spammed, they got annoyed, and they blocked you. That's probably why. Which is why I said, when you do this, it only annoys us because what you're asking, what you're spamming us to do is something we can't fix. But what we can help with is driving up donations to your GoFundMe. So just say, I need the help. I need the money. And share the GoFundMe with the story. So, whatever. And the only reason I came here with it is because y'all on the internet with it, harassing me. And fuck you. Harris23 _ Harris. It's a big fat fuck you. I just showed the whole shit. You don't DM somebody and thank them, and then, because really what happened, let's just keep it a buck. Them DMs she sent me yesterday thanking me, she said she picked up a pamphlet. She said she was going to call the people. I double tapped. Somebody came into my office and started talking to me. I had to get back to work. Heartburn. So I logged out of Instagram and then came home, ordered my food, fell asleep on my couch, woke up at like damn near midnight. Food was at the door, freezing fucking cold. Ate 2 bites, took a shower, and got in my bed. Slept with all my lights on. I was exhausted yesterday. So really what happened was, she got mad because I told her when she did her part, I would not only donate to her GoFundMe like she asked me to do, I would then post it. Now, the reason I asked her to get me the resources, guys, and get the information was because I would have kicked in and I would have helped her. I would have backed her. I would have helped her call around. I would have thrown my weight around to make sure that they don't shuffle her around. Because if you were in this live from the beginning, I literally said, where are you? She said, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I said, damn, they don't give a fuck out there. And immediately, when I realized where she was, I immediately got on the internet and started scouring for resources that were specifically for SMA patients who are infants and children. Now, all she had to do, I don't live in Philly. I'm on a different time zone. I got my own child. I have a job. Like, nigga, like, I can't sit here and call around for you. First of all, by the time I wake up, y'all niggas been up. I'm asleep when y'all get up. Y'all sleep when I go to bed already. So it's like, nigga, no, I have to work. I have to pay. Who you think pays for all this shit? I got a child to support too. So really what happened was she got mad because she didn't get a response from me yesterday, probably thought I was going to ignore her, to today. That's what happened. I did all the work for her. All she had to do was call, see what she needed, and I would have literally, and you know the sick part? When you really trying to help somebody, you don't have to throw it around, right? What she doesn't know, I called a lot of my family members that are doctors, nurses, counselors. I got so many good resources for that girl. And I also said, if she can't figure it out, what can we do to help to push the process along? That was why I said to her, this is how you should do it. This is how you should do it. Look it up before you go. Let them know you know. Call the foundation. See what they say. Come back to me and let me know. Because I was working behind the scenes for you, lady. I had my friends and family members that are healthcare professionals ready to help you, lady. And you just shot yourself in the fucking foot. Not only out of promotion, not only out of a donation, but now I'm not giving you nothing. Nothing. Mad and in your feelings because I didn't reply to a DM yesterday. Girl, fuck you and burn in hell. Slowly. Got people fucking harassing me with botched DMs. Girl, good night. Goodbye. Good riddance. I'm turning my gospel music back on. I got family flying in town for my sister's wedding. I'm happy to see them. Child, some of them is staying with me. And my son has got to go get a haircut and stuff after school. And what's today, Thursday? I lost track of the fucking day because of this bullshit. I got to take him to get a suit for the wedding. Like, girl, good. I don't got time for you. Housekeeper done disappeared, so I'm doing her job. Shit. I gotta go to training with Hondo today. Don't have time for this. Gotta go grocery shopping. Don't have time for this. What I do know is stop playing with my... Get out of here. Stop playing with me. Tell them people leave me the fuck alone. Everybody you got tagging me in stories. Oh, my knee almost gave out. Tagging me in stories. Harassing me in the DMs, girl. Goodbye. And I'm not going to post nothing because I'm not going to give you no kind of fucking publicity. None. And the crazy thing is, I DM'd her and literally was like, what the hell is wrong with you? I DM'd her on her personal page. I had to go back to the screenshot that my best friend sent me of when the girl had DM'd her to tell me to check my DMs. I had to go back to that screenshot to see what her IG name was. When I saw her IG name, I DM'd her and was like, what the hell is wrong with you? Like, seriously, what's wrong with you? She gonna open it, read it, and then block me from her personal page. Now, see, when my lawyer finished this email to Instagram Legal, and all y'all pages is gone, and that GoFundMe is gone, I'd be wrong, right? I'd be wrong. I'd be in the wrong. Okay, cool. I'll be wrong then. I'm all right with that in this case. I ain't got no qualms about being wrong here. Woosah. Stop telling about her. You giving her clout right now? No, because don't nobody know her name, her IG name. Don't nobody know her actual name. And for the ones that caught the slip up where I did show the name was actually gone from the DM because she blocked me. But for the ones who know what page I'm talking about, it's not going to be the kind of clout she was looking for. That's unfortunate. Could have been, but, you know, it is what it is. So whatever.